If you know anybody who needs a mask, we have literally hundreds of these, so please let me know, okay? Gotta share something with you that I've been processing for a while. Don't worry, this is not one of those uncomfortables like, we need to talk. Right, it's not one of those, exactly. I wrote it down because I otherwise would probably talk too much, as you're well aware of. Why talk about being a disciple? Well, because it's what Jesus called his disciples to, right? Matthew 28, the end of that book. Matthew recorded this account where Jesus shares what we call the Great Commission. And if ever we wonder what we're supposed to be doing as the church, what our mission is, if ever we're like, what's our mission? Even as individuals, this Great Commission is our mission. Every church has this same mission. We are first, and this is my summary, we're to recognize the authority of Jesus. We're to go. We're to make disciples of all nations. We're to baptize them in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And we're to teach them to observe all that Jesus has commanded us to observe. So everything we do should be as a result of this directive. Everything we do as a church, everything we do individually, everything we do as unique family systems, everything we do should be as a result of this directive. There's a process there in this directive, and many of us get to the go of this directive, right? We recognize Jesus' authority, good with that, and then we get to the go, and then we make a big leap. We jump all the way to the end, which says teaching them to observe all things that Jesus has commanded us to observe. This business of making disciples requires a recognition of Jesus' authority and a willingness to get out of our seats, sometimes even out of our homes, sometimes even out of our countries. And this business of making disciples cannot happen if we are not nurturing relationships with people, because that's what Jesus did. So we recognize his authority, we get off our butts, and then we get into these nurturing relationships, right? This is the discipleship component, the make disciples of all nations. So we have to go wherever the Holy Spirit tells us to go and build these relationships. And our example of the ultimate disciple maker is in Jesus, of course. And he called several people to follow him. For various reasons, they said yes to this call. And during his 3 years in discipling them, he modeled for them the life he knew they should live. And he taught them things very explicitly, things that had a lot to do with believing in his authority and living well with other people. Okay, so 2 areas, believing in his authority and living well with other people. These 2 things are essential components of discipleship. We cannot follow Jesus if we haven't committed, first, to believing in his authority, and second, to living well with others. And Jesus knows this, which is why he preaches the Sermon on the Mount, which is full of reminders that we must believe in his authority and we must live well with each other. Now, every job we've ever had includes some sort of period during which, ideally, someone is laying the foundation for us. They're teaching us what the job requires step by step. And sometimes that process takes a week. Sometimes it's a 2-day orientation. Sometimes it's on-the-job training. Sometimes it's a combination of all of that, okay? So we put certain things into place when we're building this foundation in our regular work lives. In order to help someone follow Jesus, we have to introduce them, right? Hey, Jamie, meet Jesus. Jesus, Jamie, meet Jesus.